going to see how to use Tableau for data visualization purpose and how to use ML algorithm in it. First, we'll get to know about our data. This is our data which contains 1000 rows and 8 major features. And this is a student's performance data. We have the major labels as a student ID, gender, race or ethnicity, parental level of education, lunch, test scores preparation, which tells whether they have completed the preparation or not. And then math score, reading score and writing score. And if we see all these, we can find that this math score, reading score and writing score are numerical data, whereas all other are categorical variables, which falls into two categories. For example, for gender falls under male or female, and in race or ethnicity we have 5 groups: group A, group B, group C till group E. And then the parental level education is also divided into 5. And this lunch tells us whether they have the standard lunch, and the free or reduced indicates that they get assistance from the government or schools for lunch, or they have reduced lunch, etc. So this data we are going to open in Tableau. So this is the Tableau desktop version, which is available freely for 14 days if we register using our email, and Tableau Online is of free access, whereas we'll not get the complete features available for the paid version. Now first we are going to include this student's data file into Tableau. So how to do that is we have to connect to a file, and here my file is an Excel sheet. So I'm going to give Excel, and in desktop I have my student's performance data, which I have opened using Tableau. Sometimes it will take time for loading the data first time into Tableau. As soon as it is loaded, we can see that there is a sheet 1, and the student's performance data, near to it we can see there are 9 fields and 1000 arrows. 9 fields indicates the features, that is the student ID, gender, race or ethnicity, etc., and the 1000 rows are its data. We'll go to this sheet 1. Before knowing how to use Tableau for data visualization and ML purpose, we have to have some motivation in the form of questions. That is what we are trying to see from this data. We have a huge data, but what are we going to see from it? For a student's performance data, these are like the basic questions. From the features that I've mentioned, you can see that the features are in blue for categorical variables and in green for measures, which is also the numerical variables. So what are the questions which we are going to find answers for? Is test preparation course effective or not? And which major factors contribute to the test outcome? What would be the best way to improve student scores on each test? And what are the most correlated factors? Even though we do not see everything in this video, we'll see the basics of how to visualize data using Tableau. Now, before going to anything else, we'll just visualize the gender. How many male and female students are there in this class? For that, I'm going to pick this gender and put it in this columns. After that, you can see there is something here, and now for counting it, I'm using the CNT performance, students performance. This students performance and measure values are measure names. These all are generated by Tableau itself. And here we can see that the female number of students are 518 and male are 482. So this is even more sufficient and effective than the Microsoft Excel, which we use daily for bar charts, etc. This show me tab here explains about the various ways of visualization that I can see this data. Only a few would make sense, so all the others which are not applicable for this data will be in grayscale and we cannot access it. For example, I use pie chart to represent the same, but when we go through the data visualization course or any basics of it, we'll know that representing using a bar chart is the best way. And now we have the rows and columns interchanged. We can use this icon, swap rows and columns, below the format button to swap it. And it can be more effective by using colors also, which will differentiate. So what should I give the different colors? The gender should be in different colors, so I'm picking gender from tables and dropping it in color. Now we can see that the females and males are in different colors. Similarly, we can do this for ethnicity count also. So we'll just name this sheet as gender count, and we'll open a new sheet which will have race or ethnicity as its column and the count variable as its row. So here we have the race or ethnicity group. This count of students' performance data. After the y-axis label, we have a small arrow which indicates that it can be sorted in ascending or descending order. First click will sort it in descending order, next in ascending order, and the next click in the same order as the data is presented from group A to group B. Okay, now I know the count of group A until group E students. What if I want to know the gender ratios also? Instead of putting them in rows or columns, there is a better way to do it, and that is I use the colors. Now I can see that in gender, male, race and ethnicity of group A, I have 53 students and female as 36 students. So this is how the Tableau is interactive with its interface. Now this can be done for, okay, now we'll just name this sheet as ethnicity count. Okay. Now we can create another sheet where we can see the count of parental level of education, and the same procedure follows. We place this in rows and we place this in columns, and we see the parental level of education bar graph. We can use box plots if necessary, and we'll come to this heat map, box plots, stacked bar charts, etc. in the further part of this video. For now, we'll go with bar charts. Okay. Now, what all we have, the various dimensions we have, and the categorical variable are called as dimensions in Tableau, and the various dimensions we have are, we have seen gender, lunch, and parental level of education, race, and ethnicity. Now, we can extend this to test preparation course, reading, writing, etc. Now, as this is we have seen 3 examples in dimensions, we'll move to measures in the next sheet. I'll name this as parental education, and I'll open a new sheet where we are going to see the numerical variables. Similarly, we can use this to move to the columns. For creating the bins, we can go to, we have to create bins for numerical variables, and we have to go to create bins. It will show me an automatic size of bins, which I can change it into a whole number, and I have this math score bin there. Now I'm moving this to the columns and students performance count to the rows, and I've got a histogram. Similarly, this can be done for reading and writing score. I'll just go and complete this reading and writing score also, so that we can have some inference from this data. I'll name the sheet as math, and I'll quickly go over to this sheet 5 where I'll create bins for reading data, and I'll change it into 5, and I'll move this here and count variable here. So I'll rename this as read, and go over to sheet 6 where I create bins for the writing data, and I rename it to 6, and now I have this here in the measures. So I use this, and now we can see all these 3 histograms, which represents the scores in math, read, and write. If we look closely in these histograms, we can see that in write the maximum mark or the median is around 72, and here, okay, and now here if we see in read it is around 70, and in math it is around 60. So from this we can come to a general inference that the whole class has performed well in reading and writing compared to math subject. So this type of inference will help us to plot the correlation map also, and it will lead us to machine learning algorithm. The main motto of data visualization is to extract inferences from these data. Now, after we have seen all these basic charts, we'll move to bar graph, and we'll move to the box plot, where we'll have the inferences of different variables. Now, I'm creating a new sheet in which I'm going to create a box plot. First, I'll create a correlation measure of all these scores. So correlation tells me how much each variable is being related to the other variable. So I move all these numerical values to the rows and columns. This is a simple method of doing correlation, and from this, the size option which we have not explored till now lets us to reduce the size of those circles, etc. So from this correlation map, we can, sorry for the break, now we'll continue, and now from this correlation map, we can see that all these values will be tightly correlated. Okay. This math score will be tightly correlated with math because rows and columns are math. So all these diagonals will be in a correlation of 1. Whereas if a new inference from this graph would be the reading score is correlated with the writing score. And now we can see we can use a trend line to view it. What I'll do is I'll right click, I'll go to trend lines and show trend lines. Now from this I can see that if I go near this trend line, it tells me the R squared value. For reading and writing, the R squared value is 0.91, and for writing and math score it is 0.6. This R square gives me how much data which does not follow this trend line can be explained. In the case of writing and math score, we can explain only 64 of the data points which does not 64% of the data points which does not follow this trend line. Whereas in case of reading and writing score, we can explain up to 91.1 data points. And if we see for writing versus writing, it is 1. So all of it follows the same trend line. So from this we can conclude that R square value should be high for it to be highly linearly correlated, and this is positive correlation. If it is negative correlation, we'll have a negative slope. And this sheet, I'll name it as correlation sheet. Okay. Now we haven't seen anything about the box plots, so we'll look at one box plot and infer from it. Now if we see the one of the questions of this motivation of why do we do this data visualization using Tableau and how it can be done had one important question: does the test preparation score affect the performance, actual performance? Let it be math, reading, or writing. So first, what I'll do is I'll take this test preparation scores into the columns and math score into the rows. I can see something here, but to have a real visualization, I have to have this. So this shows me the sum, whereas I do not want the aggregate measure, I want the individual data point. So I went to analysis and I removed this aggregate measure. Now we can see that the median of the test preparation course who did not do anything, none, is around 64 marks, whereas those who have completed the test preparation course scored in average a 69 or 70. From this, we can tell that the test preparation has a direct effect on the final marks obtained by the student. So this is how we go about exploring the data of the student performance. This was related to offline data which we collect in the schools. Whereas if we have any online data, we have many other resources in Kaggle which we can refer to and we can infer our uh, thoughts upon it. Now, this analytics. Tableau is mainly a data visualization tool, and this analytics part has some inbuilt ML tools with it. If we can see here, it has cluster, it has trend line. Trend line I explained in the previous correlation graph also. So if we see here in this analytics, we have this cluster. Cluster can be based on k-means clustering, and trend line is linear regression. That is all with this video, introduction video about Tableau data visualization and how it is used in ML. Though we did not touch more about the ML part, we can use many libraries from Python integrated with Tableau to do many ML algorithms in it. And one of the library which is commonly used to integrate Tableau and Python is PyCaret, and inherently we have to use TabPy for integrating Tableau and Python. Let it be any library from Python, we have to use TabPy. That we'll see in another video. Thank you.